For today's class, we'll use the blocks. So make sure you have blocks or something similar, something flat that can bring the earth closer to you. When you're folding forward and torso is parallel to the floor, you can place the hands comfortably on it. But we'll start in a bridge. We don't need any props for that. So lying down, make sure you feel your back nicely on the floor. The pelvis is in neutral, so feeling the sacrum, it's no part of the sacrum of this flat area right above the tailbone. No part of it should be pushing into the floor more than the other. So if your pelvis is tilted, you'll either feel the bottom part of it pushing more or the top. Also side to side, make sure that you're nicely leveled there. And then feeling the shoulder blades flat against the back and against the floor. And the back of the neck is long. Good. For the next exhale, push into the feet. Continue to lengthen the tailbone towards the heels as you lift your hips up, engaging the glutes and tightening this area in between the two pelvic points. So you can poke in, make sure that it's nice and tight. Good. Let's lift the toes. So the foot is down, but the toes have lifted, and spread them as wide as you can. We'll extend the left arm up, turn the palm up towards the ceiling. Fingers are facing behind you. Right hand will come and pull down on your left fingers, wrist stretch. So focusing on extremities. Here we are spreading the toes and spreading and stretching the fingers and the whole wrist. Make sure you haven't lost the engagement in your glutes and your transverse abdominis, so that area in between the two pelvic points. One more breath like this. Let go of the wrist stretch, then we'll switch. Lower the toes, lift the heels, and then turn the right palm up, pull down with the left hand on your right fingers. So still keeping that engagement of the glutes, pushing into the mound of the big toe. Good. 2 more breaths. Let go of the wrist stretch, bring the arms down, bring the heels down, and then slowly, vertebra by vertebra, lower the spine back down onto the floor. We'll do one set of abs, keeping the feet on the floor. Interlace the fingers, bring the hands behind the neck, elbows point up. Deep inhale. Exhale, lift the head and the shoulder blades off the floor. And then push sacrum, that fused bone, into the floor. So that's your vertebra there that have fused. Inhale and lower. Exhale, lift. Inhale and lower. Exhale, lift. And then lift the left heel off the floor, pushing into a mound of the big toe. Lower the heel, inhale and lower. Exhale, lift. Lift the right heel, push into the mound of the big toe. Lower the heel, inhale and lower. Exhale, lift. Lift the left heel, twist to the left. Come back to center, lower the heel, inhale and lower. Exhale, lift. Lift the right heel, turn to the right. Come back to center, lower the heel, inhale and lower. Last round, exhale, lift. Lift both heels, turn to the left, staying off the left shoulder blade, pushing the sacrum down. Come back to center, lower the heels, inhale and lower. Last side, exhale, lift. Lift the heels, turn to the right, staying off the right shoulder blade. Come back to center, lower the heels, inhale and lower. Heel to the feet, mat width apart. Lower the knees to the left. We've done this before, so push the arch of the right foot into the ground. Engage the glute to extend the hip forward. Keep the floating ribs in. Right arm extends over the head. And then take the left hand, grab the right wrist with the left hand, and pull your hand away from you. So I'll refer to this as the wrist gap. So trying to find a little bit of a gap in this wrist. And release. Inhale, bring the knees to center. Then lower them to the right. Push the arch of the left foot into the floor. Glute engages. Grab the left wrist with the right hand and then pull the hand away from you. Finding a little bit of a gap in that left wrist. And released. Coming all the way onto the right. Push yourself up using the left hand and come around for quadruped. So we'll bring the wrist under the shoulders, knees under the pelvic points. But today we'll turn the fingers to the sides so they're facing the sides of the mat. Toes are tucked, and let's start to make circles. So shifting the weight forward to the right, back to the left, and forward. Let's do 2 more in this direction. So going to the right, and then to the left, switching directions. Go to the left, back, right, and forward. 2 more. Last one. Coming to center, forearms come down for forearm quadruped. So you can have the palms in line with the elbows, or you can interlace the fingers. That's up to you. Let's tuck the toes under, pull the belly in lightly. With an exhale, push into the forearms, the balls of the feet, lift the knees. Just to hover, inch or 2 off the floor. Inhale and lower. Let's untuck the toes, push the tops of the feet into the floor. Exhale, push into forearms, tops of the feet, lift the knees. And lower. Let's do that 2 more times. Tuck the toes, push the floor away, lift the knees. Lower. Push the tops of the feet to the floor. Push the floor away with the forearms and the feet. Knees are lifted. Lower. Last time. Curl the toes under, lift. And lower. Uncurl the toes, lift the knees. And lower. Slowly come up onto the hands. Curl the toes under. Let's walk the feet forward. Inhale to rise. Sun salutation 1. You can have blocks close by to use them as we move through it. You can always use them to place the hands on the blocks. Inhale, reach the arms forward and up. Exhale, hinge in the hips. Hands come to the floor or the blocks. Step the right foot back, lower the knee. Untuck the toes. Inhale to rise, arms reach forward and up. Push the top of that foot into the ground, wrap the tail down. Exhale, hands come down. On the floor, step the left foot back. Lift the knees, plank. Inhale. Exhale, lower the knees. Lower all the way down. Keeping the chest open as you lower. Push the tops of the feet into the floor. Inhale, pull hands back energetically, baby cobra. Exhale, push the floor away. Tuck the toes under, down dog. Good. Let's lower the knees. Rise up and then step the right foot forward. Untuck the left toes. Inhale, reach the arms forward and up. Push the top of the right foot into the floor. Left foot, sorry. Exhale, bring the hands down. Step the left foot forward. Inhale, rise all the way up. Second side. Exhale, hinge at the hips and fold. Hands on the floor or the blocks. Step the left foot back. Lower the knee, keep the toes tucked. We'll rise up. And then reach the arms forward and up. Grab the left wrist with the right hand again. Same thing like we did in the twist. Pull the hand away from you. You're lifting out of the pelvis, wrapping the tail towards the floor. Pubic bone slightly up. Good. Release. Hands come onto the floor. Step back into a plank. Lower the knees. Lower all the way down to the floor. Chest is open. Inhale, lift up, baby cobra. Exhale, push the floor away. Come through kneeling plank into down dog. Lower the knees. Rise up, step the left foot forward, keep the right toes tucked. Inhale, reach the arms forward and up. Grab the right wrist with the left hand, pull the right hand away from you. Again, tail wraps down, pubic bone goes up. Ribs are in. With the next exhale, hands come down onto the ground. Step the right foot forward. Inhale, rise all the way up. And exhale, hands come to heart center. Moving into our sequence. Inhale, reach the arms forward and up. Exhale, hinge at the hips. Hands will come down, so you're bending at the knees, belly on top of the thighs. Take your finger on the inside of the big toe and pull your big toes towards each other. And then try to keep it there. Then pull the second toe a little bit closer to the big. You're trying to really separate the toes. Pull the pinky away the other way. And then spreading the middle three. So really you're pulling the big toe towards each other. Pinky toes away from the fourth toe. And then the other three toes are finding their space in between. And try to keep that without using your hands. Good. We'll do this again. Just play with it. One more breath. Good. And then lift the right heel, step the right foot back. Your hands are on the floor or the blocks. And let's start to rock forward and back on the ball of that right foot. Again, paying attention to push off of the ball of the right foot. 2 more breaths. You can stop the rocks, set up the blocks to one side, and then turn towards the long edge of the mat, turning to the right. Side lunge on the right, bend the right knee, right hip goes back. Hands are on the floor or a block. You can take a block with you. And then we'll focus on the left foot. Lift the outside edge of the left foot off the ground. You're pushing into inner side of the foot. And then push into the outside edge of the foot. So you're lowered it back down and you're pushing into it. Then lift it up. You're pushing into inner side of the foot. And then switch, push into the outside. The inner really won't lift. 2 more times, push into inner, lift the outer up, then push into the outer. Last time, in and out. Continue to walk towards the back of the mat. Lower the left knee down, keep the toes tucked. We'll rise up. You're pulling the front foot back. Reach the arms forward and up. Grab the left wrist with the right hand. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, gap the wrist. So pull the hand away as you add a side bend. So you're side bending to the right. Inhale to rise. Bring the hands to the heart center. Shift forward with an exhale. We'll twist towards the bent knee. Place, so the hands are in prayer. Place the elbow right above the right knee, left elbow. And you can start to move your hands a little side to side. So you're not really pushing too much. We're just moving them side to side, a little wrist mobility. 2 more breaths here. Let's lift the back knee off the floor. Inhale, open into warrior 2. So your right knee is still bent. Warrior 2 towards the back of the mat. Extend the arms, shoulders over the hips. Then start to point the back fingers down, front fingers up, and then switch. And then switch. So the hands are doing opposite movements. Wrist mobility as well as some forearm stretching. One more time. Back. Hands come to the waist, parallel the feet. With an exhale, hinge at the hips and fold. This is where you'll need the blocks. So place them on the height where you can place the hands onto the blocks comfortably. I'll go this way. So if you can place them on the lowest height, that will provide the most support, but any height will work. And here we'll start to lift the heel of the hand, pushing into the roots of the fingers, and then slowly lifting the hands up until you come up onto the fingers, and then reverse. And then again, lift the heel of the hand, pushing into roots of the fingers, and then lift those as you come up onto the tips. And then slowly lowering the fingers down, roots of the fingers down, and heel of the hand. One more time, lift. And lower. Good. Turning to face the front. Tilted crescents, you'll be on the ball of the back foot, lifting halfway up. Interlace the fingers, turn the palms away, and then reach the arms over the head. So you're pushing the palms away, right glute is engaged. Ribs are in. One more breath. And then push off of the ball of the right foot to come to standing on the left. Hands will come into a prayer. Place the ball of the right foot on the floor and then turn the knee to the right. This can be your tree, or you can touch the sole of the foot onto the lower left leg, or maybe bring it a little bit higher. But focus here on pushing the mount of the big toe of the left standing foot into the ground. It's going to help you. It might destabilize you at first, but then it will help you balance. Find it grounding the stability through the base. This is really important in all balancing poses. One more breath. Bring the knee forward, release the foot down. And the hands. Second side. Inhale, reach the arms forward and up. Exhale, hinge at the hips. Hands come to the floor. And then bring the toe towards the inside of the big toe. Move the big toes towards each other. Pull the little toes away from the fourth toe and then equally spread the other three toes in, and then feel this. See if you can hold this without the hands, really pushing the mounds of the toes into the floor. Good. Let's bring the hands at the ankles. Bend the knees a little bit more and help with the hands to push the hands into the ankle a bit to help with that ankle flexion. Bend the knees a bit more. Straighten, bend, and straighten. Place the hands down. Step the left foot back. Hands are on the floor or the blocks. And we'll start to rock on the ball of that left foot, focusing on pushing off of the root of the big toe. Good. From here, turning to face the long edge of the mat to the left. Side lunge on the left, bend the left knee. Left hip goes back, hands can be on the floor or the block, and let's start to peel the outside edge of the right foot off the ground, pushing into the inner, and then push the outside edge in. And then lift, and down. Two more, lift, down. Last time, lift, and down. Continue to walk towards the back of the mat. Lower the right knee down, keep the toes tucked, lift up. Pull the front foot back. Inhale, reach the arms forward and up. Grab the right wrist with the left hand, pull the right hand away from you, and then side bend to the left. Breathe into the left side body. Good. Inhale to rise. Hands slide into heart center, inhale. Exhale, turn the chest towards the bent knee, and then we'll touch the right elbow right above the left knee, keeping the chest open. And you can start to move the hands side to side. Even here, pushing into a mount of the big toe of the front foot. Let's lift the right knee off the floor, open warrior two on the left. So your right heel is coming down, shoulders over the hips. And let's do the same thing with the fingers. Pointing fingers on one hand down, the other one is up. Keep alternating. tailbone rooting down. One more breath. Hands come to the waist, straighten the legs, parallel the feet. Inhale. Exhale, hinge at the hips, fold forward, hands on the blocks again. Same thing that we did the first time. Place them down and then begin to lift the heel of the hand, coming onto the roots of the fingers and then lifting those. Come to the tips of the fingers and then reverse. 2 more times. Let's lift and lower. Last time, lift and lower. Good. Let's turn to the front. Tilted crescent. Ball of the left foot. Inhale, come halfway up. Interlace the fingers the awkward way. Flip the palms away. And then extend the arms so the biceps are by your ears, pulling the floating ribs in. Left glute is engaged. And push off of the ball of the left foot to come to standing. Hands come into prayer. You turn the left knee to the left. Ball of the foot is on the floor. You can stay there. Maybe slide the whole foot on your lower inner right leg. Or you can lift it higher. If your foot is on the knee, that's fine. Just don't push it into the knee. But push into the mound of the big toe on the right foot. Good. Let's move the left knee forward and step the foot down. And now the stream. So we'll repeat this, change it a little bit, move maybe slightly bit faster. Inhale, reach the arms forward and up. Exhale, hinge at the hips. Hands come down, bend the knees enough so you can slide the hands under the feet. The tops of the hands are touching the floor. And then you can move your toes to give your hands a little bit of a massage. Maybe lean into balls of the feet to also add to this massage. Good, 1 more breath. And then we'll slide the hands away. Hands are on the floor. Step the right foot back. Lift up into tilted crescent. So we are on a diagonal. We were here before. Extend the arms forward. We'll start to rock on the ball of the right foot and open and close fingers fast. So your palms are facing each other. You're opening and closing fingers. If you did yesterday's class, we did this there as well at the beginning. 2 more breaths. Good. Turning to the long edge of the mat for side lunges. So we'll hinge at the hips. Hands come down towards the floor. Begin to bend the knees. And then you can slide the hands freely across the ground. So flipping the wrists from side to side as you slide. Again, each wrist is doing opposite motion when you're going to one side. Good. Let's turn towards the back of the mat. High crescent lunge. So we'll keep the left knee up as you rise and then bend it so you can find that neutral pelvis. Extend the arms up. Grab the left wrist with the right hand. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, side bend with the wrist gap to the right. Inhale, lift. Open into warrior 2. And then flip the front palm up, right palm up. Exhale, left hand onto the left leg, right arm reaches up, and then reverse warrior, and then pull the fingers in towards the forearm. Inhale, come through warrior 2. Place the forearm on top of the right thigh, and then extend the left arm over the ear, fingers are pointing up. We'll do that 1 more time. Inhale, come through warrior 2. Reverse warrior with curling the fingers towards the forearm on the right hand. Inhale through warrior 2. Exhale, extended side angle, but push the palm away from you. So fingers are facing up. Good. Inhale, lift up. Parallel the feet, hinge at the hips, fold forward. Hands come on the floor or the blocks. And then shift the weight into the hands and then back. You may even lift the heels if you shift forward and back. There's just some strengthening of the wrists, getting used to balancing or shifting the weight into the hands. 2 more times, forward and back, forward and back. Walk the hands towards the front of the mat. Rise up, coming straight into a tree pose, picking your favorite foot position, whatever that may be. Extend the arms into the sides, turn the fingers up, and then curl your pinky, ring finger, middle finger, index finger, and thumb wraps around, and then pull the knuckles down. Good. Let's do that one more time. Extend the fingers up, curling the pinky, ring, middle, index, thumb, and then wrap them down, pushing into the mount of the big toe on your standing foot. One more breath. Release the arms, knee comes forward, step the foot down. Last side. Inhale, reach the arms forward and up. Exhale, hinge at the hips. Hands come down, slide under the feet. Again, your knees are bent quite a bit here. And then you can rock forward and back slightly. You can use the toes to give your meaty part of the hand a massage. And then slide the hands away. Step the left foot back. Ball of the left foot, come up halfway. Tilted crescent, extend the arms forward. Let's start to rock on the ball of that left foot. And then open and close the fingers really fast, or as fast as it feels comfortable. You're pushing off of the ball of the foot as you rock forward. Turning to the left for side lunges. So beginning to bend one knee at a time, and then sliding those hands along the floor, going from wrist flexion to wrist extension. One more times. When you bend the left knee, keep turning towards the back of the mat, and then inhale to rise into high lunge. Neutral pelvis, arms reach forward and up. Grab the right wrist with the left hand, gap the wrist, and then add that side bend to the left. Oh, my left and rights today. Sorry about that. Good. Inhale to rise, opening into warrior two. Flip the left palm up, exhale. Right hand comes onto the thigh, pull the left fingers towards the forearm. Inhale through center, exhale, extended side angle. Right arm over the ear, but fingers point up. Do that again. Inhale, warrior two. Exhale, reverse, pulling the left fingers towards the forearm. Inhale through warrior two. Exhale, extended side angle. It's like you want to push imaginary wall away with that right hand. Inhale to rise. Hands come to the waist, parallel the feet. With an exhale, hinge at the hips, fold forward. Hands on the floor or the blocks. And let's start to shift the weight forward into the hands. Maybe you lift the heels a little bit higher. Bring in more weight, lifting the hips. So think head down, hips up as you do this. Couple more times. Good. And let's walk the hands to the front. Rise up. Tree pose. Placing the left foot wherever feels comfortable, knees opening to the left. We'll again extend the arms to the sides, fingers point up, and let's start to curl them. Pinky, ring, middle, index, thumb wraps around the fingers, and then pull the knuckles down. Good, one more time, fingers up, and let's one by one curl them. Good, bring the knee forward. Release the arms, shake them off. Going to the floor for one more stretch. Inhale, lift the arms up. Exhale, hinge at the hips. Bring the knees down, cross the ankles, and then sit back behind your feet. We'll do Baddha Konasana today, so bringing butterfly pose. Most likely you're going to want to sit on a block. So placing the block under the sit bones. This gives hips a little bit more space so that you can keep the spine long when you start to fold forward. Often you'll find if you're sitting on the floor, you'll start to round through your low back. We don't want that. And then bring the soles of the feet together. I also, if you have space, I like to bring the outsides of the feet together. Grab at the ankles, inhale, lengthen. Exhale, hinging at the hips as you fold. Long back. Hands will come to the feet. And then just give your feet a little massage. They work hard for us every day, especially if you have a standing job. You're standing a lot. So give them some love. Even if you're not, chances are you're walking, maybe running, doing yoga. They carry us through each day, and they deserve some love. Okay, so you don't have to be folding far. You can be very upright and still do this. I'll stay here for 2 more breaths. Good. Inhale to rise. Take your hands to the outside of the knees to help you bring them together. Come off the block and we'll come down onto our backs. Coming into Shavasana, if you'd like, this feels good to place blocks under the thighs, and then you can really keep the pelvis in neutral. Makes your low back happy. Relax the feet. We'll extend the arms over the head. Just do a little forearm massage. So bringing the right hand just under the left elbow, start to squeeze the forearm like it's a tube of toothpaste, squeezing it towards the wrist. A few more times, finding different areas to squeeze. And then switch, left hand comes right under the right elbow, and then begin to squeeze towards the wrist. And you can stop the squeezing, bring the arms down by your sides, palms are facing up. Shoulder blades come under the back. Make sure the back of the neck is lengthening. Deep inhale through the nose, exhale, side out. Relax the body and relax your mind. And let's start to move the fingers, toes again. Maybe rotate your wrists, ankles. Extend the arms over the head, full body stretch. Bend the knees and roll to your right side. Pause there for a breath. Use the left hand to push into floor, come up to seated position. Keep the eyes closed still if you can. Sitting up nice and tall. Chest is open so that our heart can shine. Take a moment to just realize how you're feeling now. Maybe you feel a little buzz through your wrists, your forearms, hands, feet. Just notice anything that might be feeling a little bit different. Slide the hands to the heart center. Lower the chin to chest. Open the eyes. And raise your head. And as always, thank you so much for joining. From my heart to yours. Namaste.